For the longest time, Rocket League has been dominated primarily by 3 cars. The Dominus, which not too many use now, Fennec, and the Octane. So with that, I've always wondered exactly why this is the case. So today, I'll be comparing the worst car in Rocket League to the best car, using 3 tests: car control, dribbling, and the aerial skills. So for many years now, people have always primarily mentioned 2 cars being the worst: the Scarab and the Gizmo. Now, personally, I feel like the Scarab is more of a meme car than purely bad, so I made my friends take it to a vote. And turns out, majority of them voted for the Gizmo. Now, before we get further into the video, make sure you subscribe for more content. It's free and a lot of people forget even though they enjoy my videos. But now, let's start. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is actually create a Gizmo preset. I'm gonna just randomize this preset. Alright, let's make this Gizmo look as ugly as possible. I don't know what would work for this, but I'm sure there's some really ugly things we can do to this car. Oh my god, that looks horrible. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be enjoying this recording. You know, that's pretty bad, but let's see if there's any worse. Mrs. Sweetcorn. Oh, I think we're gonna have to go with that one. Nope, I found worse wheels. Now it's time to pick the worst flag we can put on this car. I think I have an idea. That's probably the worst flag you can put on a car. Alright, so we've got our Fennec, which I'm going to be using as the best car in this game, which honestly might be true. I think there's more Fennec pro players than Octane pro players now, which is absolutely absurd to me. It's crazy how many people have jumped on the Fennec train, and hey, I mean, I've done it as well, and it's a really good car, so...
Great passes between LCT, OSM, and Max misses the
I think we should start with the Fennec, maybe like set a bit of a baseline for what I should be able to do in the Gizmo. I'm gonna struggle so hard. Honestly, I think everyone knows what to expect out of the Fennec. Because, like, I mean, look at those flicks. That was perfect top corner, even though he almost saved it. The Fennec on the ground is just supreme. Like, I don't think any car really beats it, even the Octane. Like, look at that flick. You don't get much more top corner than that. That's insane. What about the flip resets, though? Of course, I don't know what you guys expected, but oh, I almost got a really good ground pinch. Now, to get into the actual reason why most pros use this car, it's because the hitbox on the Fennec, it portrays it perfectly on the car itself. So if you don't know, there's like, I think 4 different types of hitboxes. I might be wrong about that. There's the Octane hitbox. The Fennec fits even better into that hitbox than Octane itself. And no other cars really fit the hitbox as well as the Fennec. So that's why most people use it. Your hits look a lot more accurate. When you're hitting it with the front of your nose, it actually hits the ball with your front of the nose, not slightly protruding. Oh, what a save. And even when dribbling like this, it like kind of looks as close as possible. Obviously, when you're actually looking at it, the ball is slightly on top of your car. But aside from that, it looks pretty perfect. And all the other cars people use, like even for example the Dominus, it doesn't really have an accurate hitbox. The front of the Dominus is way too far out. So that might play a part in why people don't really use that often. Oh, another top corner shot. So if you've ever wondered why people use specific cars, it's most likely because the hitbox is just a lot more accurate for that car. So the question comes down to, should you use this car? And I'd say definitely. I mean, if you want accurate hits, the most accurate you can get in a car, there's no car that comes better than the Fennec. Like, it just feels so easy to work around with the ball. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of even ones players that are experts in ones and the car control and dribble control use the Fennec. Alright, so we got the flick down, but now it's time to get a good flip reset. Now obviously there's a lot of cars in Rocket League, so there's a lot to choose from, but most of these cars don't really fit into hitboxes that well. So despite there being like 200 cars in Rocket League, it's kind of funny to me how everyone basically agrees that the 2 worst cars that they've ever played with is the Gizmo and the Scarab. The Scarab being mainly just a meme card. I mean, take a look at it. I mean, that is pretty goofy looking. So I'm not sure what you guys expect, but obviously, out of those 3 ratings, it's very easy to say that the Fennec just tops all of them. Like, my car control, easily a 10 out of 10 with the Fennec. This car just is the best for every single aspect of what you need in Rocket League. And for dribble control, I honestly say it's probably the best car for this. Like, some people might think Octane, but it feels way better. It feels a lot cleaner. It feels like your flicks are a lot more accurate. Oh, not that one. My dribble control is probably 10 out of 10, or the Fennec's dribble control. Now we get to aerial skill, and I might have to dock a point from Fennec because a lot of freestylers still use the Dominus for freestyling because it is kind of just supreme for a lot of other aspects. And still, I don't really see many freestylers using the Fennec. Most people's complaints about the Fennec is that it feels a little bit clunky. That yes, you're more consistent with it, and for competitive, you're probably better with it, but it just feels clunky, so your hits feel like concrete. A lot of people say the Fennec feels like playing with a brick on 4 wheels. So with all that said, for the aerial part of Fennec, I would probably give it like an 8.5 out of 10. And we finish it with a ceiling pinch. Nice. Now comes the car I'm not looking forward to play with, the Gizmo. Oh, it just looks so hideous, man. I've played with the Gizmo before, and honestly, I have to say, it does not feel good. It really doesn't. Is it playable? Absolutely, but you're not gonna find yourself getting flip resets easily because you don't really know where the hitbox is on the car. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, can I actually do mechanics in the Gizmo? And the answer is probably yes, because let's face it, I have a lot of muscle memory, I have a lot of understanding of the mechanics in this game. It becomes a problem when you're not very high ranked. When you're at the lower ranks, you need as much consistency as possible. So let's try it out. Can I pull off a flip? Yeah, I mean, I honestly can. It's just I don't feel like I'm in the control of how I flick it. Like, sure, I can flick it, but I can't really control where it goes, and that's where the problem comes in. So for lower ranks, using a car like this will definitely make you struggle quite a lot. It will make you be in pain. Even here, like, I did not mean to put that straight towards the post. The question everyone's mind is, can it flip reset? 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, I almost got the pancake. Now imagine doing that. Double reset pancake with the worst car. Okay, so let's really get down to it. The ground control. Do I feel comfortable dribbling with the car? No, not really. I have to adjust every second to still keep it on top of my car. Like, even there in that dribble. When I started it out, the ball was falling off my car, so I had to boost into it. So I thought I was properly on top. I had to boost even more to get control of the ball. So, no, I really don't understand this car, and I don't understand you if you want to play with it, quite frankly. So, let's try another flick. Yeah, I mean, that was honestly probably the best flick I can get with a Gizmo. In my rank, this kind of flick would never go in. It's way too slow. It's basically hovering towards the net. I'm actually wondering something. Can I pinch with this car? I don't know where the car starts and the car ends. I mean, let's try it again. I mean, it kind of went towards the goal. All right, final and third attempt. Yeah, okay, no. Any precise touch that I need, I'm just not gonna get. The question is though, can I get a reset? You know, surprisingly, I even got a quadruple reset. I think my muscle memory is just that good that I just kind of instinctively know where to go. I guess what I'm noticing with this car is something interesting. The front of the car seems to be pretty much fine, but the top of the car is awful. Honestly, probably doesn't help that the car is shaped like this and the hitbox really is not even close to this. It makes sense to me because most of Rocket League, honestly, in most ranks, is actually just dribbling. Like, you're not gonna see many people in like Grand Champ below doing triple resets in your rank game. Like, that's just not happening. If that's the only positive about this car, then why would you ever use it? Generally speaking, the front of the car is okay. I'm very surprised to say that because I played with this car before and it's dreadful. It really is, it's horrible. But you can use the front of the car. Maybe we're learning something from this. Now my question to you is, do you think there's a worse car than the Gizmo? A lot of you might say the Scarab, and I will try it out. I will try it out in this video. Alright, I now have a goal in mind for this. I'm gonna try and go for a triple reset and then a good ground pinch. Okay, got the 1, got the 2, got the 3. You know what? We got it pretty quickly. Now the question is, can I do a ground pinch? without him messing me up. Nope. Why does it look like there's a Germany flag at the back of the car? Like the red, black, and yellow? Honestly, I'm just tripping, bro. Can I even ground pinch with a car in free play? Like, I honestly have to find out, because I feel like I'm not getting the ground pinch that I should be getting. Alright, I mean, with this huge hunker of a car, I mean, I guess I can't be too surprised. Oh, okay. That's 168? You know what? Alright, maybe this car is just made for ground pinches. Look, just like with any car in Rocket League, you can use any of them. The question is consistency, and if you feel accurate with it. All that matters is how you feel with the car, so don't put a label on the car. Don't say it's the worst if it's not the worst for you. Do I feel fluid? No. No, I don't. Do I feel like I'm powerful with this car? Again, no. So is there any positive I can say about how I feel using this car? Not really. Only positive I can say is that with the front of the car, not the top, I feel like my hits are still okay. Now regarding car control, yeah, I don't feel good in it, so I'm gonna have to give it a solid 2 out of 10, which, yeah, that's horrid. That is absolutely abysmal. But it's not quite as bad as the rating I'm gonna give to the dribbling, because the car itself is like a ball. It's not gonna feel accurate. The rating for the dribbling is, yeah, it's a 1 out of 10. It just does not feel good. My flicks feel awful. They don't feel accurate or anything. They feel slow. So for aerial skills, I'd give it about, I'd say about 5 out of 10. I think it's average. I think it can do a couple of things. Now with that said, let's try and compare the Gizmo to the Scarab as well. So a lot of people say that Scarab is the actual worst car. So, let's give it a try. Alright, we've got the Scarab locked and loaded, and obviously, we went for the signature musty flag, the second worst flag in the game. But yeah, I also went the BB topper, because this car, man, look at it, it's a ball. It's just round. So, I understand why people say it's the worst, but we have to try it out. We have to test it out, so you don't have to. Oh no, I'm just trying out a little bit of free play and it does not, it feels so weird. Man, look where the boost comes out of as well. Alright, let's try out the flip resets. 1, 2, I can't get the third, so I'm just gonna shoot it. I mean, the entire car is just wheels, so I can't be that surprised that I'm gonna get a reset. I don't know where the wheels are. I mean, I can see them, but like, I don't know where the hitbox wheels are. And yes, those are 2 separate things. I'm quickly starting to believe that the Scarab is worse than the Gizmo. Go for another reset. Okay, you know, I got the 3rd reset. I mean, we somehow got the goal, but I don't know where I'm supposed to flip. Oh my, I'm like 10 meters off the ball when I get the reset. Okay, didn't know if I was going forwards or backwards. That's the one thing about this car is you'll get confused which direction you're going in. Can I go for a ceiling pinch? Oh, top corner? What? Let's try the ground mechanics now. Flick. I mean, got the height, kind of got the speed as well. I can't complain about that one. I think the flicks actually might be fine with this car. Alright, so in all seriousness, the flip resets are horrendous. I don't know where I'm supposed to turn my car to actually get control of the ball. So aerial control? No. Aerial skills? No. It's not it, man. It's not it. I honestly have to give it like a 4 out of 10. And that's being generous. Honestly, I should probably say 3 out of 10. And in terms of car control, do I feel fluid? No. Short answer, no. Long answer, no. It's as simple as that. I don't feel like I'm able to control the car at all. Because, like, half the time I can't even tell what direction I'm going in. Now, what about ground mechanics? Honestly, I have to reluctantly say, and surprisingly say, that ground mechanics in the Scarab is actually not bad. Like, I'm still getting the flicks off. Like, I'm getting the height, I'm getting the speed. You see, the flicks are just, they're actually quite decent. I honestly have to give it, like, a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10. For the ground control, which, yeah, that might shock people. Now, of course, the most important part about a car is to make sure that the hitbox fits nicely onto the car, and so far the Fennec has done that perfectly. Perfect. So that's the real reason why people actually use this car. But hey, of course, use any car that you actually enjoy playing with. That's all that matters, because at the end of the day, it's just a video game.